Alright folks, welcome back to another video today in which I give you a breakdown of what's going on in the online progressive community amongst the four top creators that exist in the progressive scene. We do these every once in a while whenever there's a shift that happens, and I'm coming to you because it seems like there has been another shift that has happened. So last time I did this was something like a month ago or some maybe even a little longer than that. And it was because Kyle had overtaken David Pakman in subscribers, okay? And so I came to you and explained that, but that happened because it was a combination of David Pakman's sub intake for some reason was oddly low in comparison to his previous numbers, as well as Kyle Kulinski had just done Joe Rogan, which going on Joe Rogan always gives you at least I would say like an 8 to 10,000 subscriber boost, although it could even be a little bit more than that. An 8 to 10K is a solid boost from like a one podcast appearance. You're not going to get a boost like that anywhere else. It's impossible. And then he had also done Politicon, so he had done a bunch of Politicon stuff, right? So what that means is that's why he overtook him. But what's very interesting is to see David Pakman here, who has just absolutely gone through the roof in terms of subscriber intake. So you're talking about 32,000 subscribers over the last 30 days. That's up 300%. His view count is also like in the extremely good per month. So the way I tried describing how you can sort of categorize the view count per month is, if it's 8 to 10, that's pretty good. Anything over 10 million is like really good. 15 million in a month for any out of these four channels is a lot. Okay, that really doesn't happen very often. But if we just go down here and we look at these intakes, over just the past 5 days, he's netted, a total of what, a total of 17,000 subscribers. Something like that, just over the past 5 days. So that's a pretty heavy intake, right? And the question becomes why. Now, I have a couple of theories as to why. This is, of course, a huge intake. But also, as you can see, there's a massive view intake. And so what this shows, most likely, is that there is some sort of video or videos that are that have gotten out to a bunch of people who weren't already subscribed to his channel, and that had a high sub intake, a sub pull, right? Because if you have 900,000 or 827,000 or 776,000 in one day, those are very high numbers, right? And those netted him a lot of subs. So if we just take a look here at his channel videos, he actually has quite a few massive videos. Now, this is the interesting thing about David Pakman's channel, okay? And this is how it's been ever since Donald Trump was running, and especially when he got elected. David Pakman's YouTube channel heavily benefits from making anti-Trump videos. And so that's why most of his videos are about Donald Trump, right? Obviously, he's president, but it seems to be the case that like a high number of his videos are specifically about Donald Trump. And so, videos like this, 300 plus Trump ads, quote, taken down by Google and YouTube. So that has 230,000 views. And that seems to be one of the videos that pulled in a lot of subscribers. One over here, psychiatric nurse explains what happened to Trump. This one has 166,000 views. That obviously pulled in a lot of subscribers as well. Here's one with 84,000, This one's 214,000. It says Trump caught on mic self-congratulating about dumb insult. This has 214,000. Another one is 94. Another one titled Triggered, Trump abandons NATO summit after video leak. That has 127,000 views. And then, this is crazy. So 328,000 views. Psychiatrist, Trump appears hypomanic, suffering IQ loss. Another one says, shock, French president speaks better English than Trump. This one has 286,000 views, right? This one has 556,000. This one has 389,000. And a lot of them seem to be about Donald Trump's cognitive declines, right? So what you're seeing here is you're seeing this trend of uptick in views and subscribers from David Pakman's anti-Trump videos. And so his channel has just completely, and I mean completely, just gone through the roof in terms of subscriber intake as well as view intake, right? And also, he did the impeachment hearing, the recent impeachment hearings. He did a live stream on that day. Although I don't know how much of an effect that really had on his subscriber intake. When you look at those videos and the insane view counts on those videos, it's pretty clear as to why his channel is going like that. Although it's pretty regular for him to have like some pretty viral hits in terms of Trump videos. It looks like the algorithm is back into being in his favor. So as you can see, he was having good months here, solid months all throughout these, from July all the way to October. And then in November, he had a very good month, okay, at 13.2 million. And, in the past 30 days, he's had 15. So we'll see what that rounds out to at the end of December. But November, he had 19,000 subscribers. He had a pretty heavy dip here, actually, pretty heavy dip. But it seems like he's back up on his intake. So, and this is probably going to be a pretty big month for him. Now, if we jump over to Kyle Kulinski's YouTube channel, it seems to be the case that the algorithm is not super favorable to Kyle Kulinski. I mean, has been the case ever since Adpocalypse started. I mean, the guy's got a 13,000 sub increase in the past 30 days, which is down 35%. But he's got 12.35 million views, which is up 28.5%. So it's always befuddled me how, he'll always be the one who gets the most views, but always gets the least subscribers. And so some possible reasons for that, most likely is that most of his views come from people already subscribed to his channel. And so he's not really gaining any new subscribers. That's certainly a possibility. And then, the algorithm is not favorable to him, whether it be because, David Pakman doesn't curse. He's been posting for a long time. He keeps it very PG. And Kyle Kulinski does curse. And he, of course, his channel name could possibly have a, deal with that as well. I don't know. But he seems to just have been, gaining at kind of an alright rate is what I would say. But, his view counts have been very good for quite a while now. Again, anything over 12 million in a month is a very, very good month in terms of views. And then his sub increase really peaked last month, the month of November, because he did Politicon and he went on Joe Rogan, and so that helped him out a lot. But it definitely seems like his channel is not being viewed favorably by the algorithm. It seems like his channel is just not being helped out by the algorithm. And so I don't see him taking back the lead over David Pakman in subscriber count really at any point, to be honest, unless something really random and crazy and spontaneous happens. I don't really see him taking him over, because he's at 761 and he's at 775. I just don't see it happening. It seems very unlikely unless something crazy were to happen. Now we flip over to the Majority Report with Sam Seder. Okay, his channel has had a very, very his channel's been pretty favorable from the algorithm, as you can see, and I've been explaining this to you guys for a while. He's got a pretty consistent sub increase. Okay. So, if we look down here, right, his sub, high, these are massive sub increases. A lot of those David Pakman and Secular Talk months are 10 Gs, okay? But Sam is pulling in, anywhere between 20 and 30 plus thousand. Some of these are, that one's at almost 35,000 in just 1 month in terms of subscribers, right? So, what you're looking at here is some pretty extreme growth, okay? And consistent growth, that's the key. So ever since, March, and he had some pretty crazy months here too, and I think in, this month it dipped a little bit, but then it went crazy. But ever since March of 2019 up until now, it's been very, very consistent high levels of growth. And so if he continues on this pace, they might have the biggest channel out of all four. The Majority Report has a very good chance of actually being higher than the Jimmy Dore show is obviously going to be higher than, but both even, Secular Talk and the David Pakman show, the Majority Report actually has a really, really good chance of being the highest out of all four, because they have really high sub increases with also consistency, which is pretty wild, right? That's pretty crazy. So this is actually pretty impressive because David seemed to be a bit volatile, and so he's kind of playing it with time. But if the majority report continues this growth, I mean, that's absolutely insane. And then if we go over and take a look over at the Jimmy Dore show, his channel has not really been growing all that much. I mean, it's growing at 10K subs per month, and it's got 7.5 million views. Now, obviously, Jimmy doesn't upload as much as any of the other channels, so take that into account as well. He seems to be focused maybe more with his live shows than his YouTube channel at times, although he does post a couple of videos, but he doesn't really post much interesting stuff, I would say. Seems mostly to be content that's sort of fawning over Tulsi Gabbard or whatever, and so it just doesn't seem all that interesting. But the algorithm doesn't seem to be a very big fan of him, although he has some good days, you know, like a 500K view day or a 400K view day. Those are high view days, you know what I'm saying? Those are big numbers. That's 500,000 views in one day. That's a lot of views, right? But his channel would probably honestly do better if he cared more and uploaded more videos. Like, it's taken a pretty steep hit. I mean, it's all the way down to 6.159 million now in the month of November, where it was at 9 in October. So it's certainly taken a hit. But honestly, it doesn't seem like he really cares much. I do feel like if he uploaded more, he would grow his channel more, but you know, maybe he's just not. Maybe he's just more into touring and doing his comedy shows, and this isn't really his main thing that he's worried about in terms of growing his channel. And so if that is the case, then I guess that is what it is. But the conclusions to take here: David Pakman has gotten a high boost from the algorithm. David Pakman has become a, you know, a bigger channel. I don't see Kyle Kulinski ever passing David Pakman again. I really don't, because the algorithm is not favorable to Kyle in any way. The only time Kyle's sub count goes up, if he posts a Noam Chomsky video that goes viral, which most of them do, or if he goes on the Joe Rogan show and does some sort of big event. Those seem to be the only real boosts for Kyle. Whereas David, the algorithm is more favorable to him, boosts a lot of his videos, his anti-Trump videos, that go viral, and that pulls him in more subs, obviously, right? So, and the last two takes to take are conclusions. The Jimmy Dore show doesn't really seem like he cares too much. He's certainly never catching the majority report again, ever. But the majority report has a good chance, like, you know, 4, 5, 6, you know, maybe summer, 7, 8 months down the line. That could be the biggest channel out of all four. It really could be. It could be the biggest channel out of all four. The majority report could certainly be the biggest channel out of all four. No doubt whatsoever. So, anyways, those are the conclusions of this. Next time we have some big updates, I will definitely be sure to let you know.